Good early Thursday, everyone. Deborah be back with another video from the Backroads 2. So today I thought I'd carry this whole, maybe you need to start living out of your car or have a more nomadic lifestyle, or perhaps you are houseless. I'm not going to say homeless. Here's why. A lot of people live in homes that don't feel like a home, right? Like for years and years and years, you can live in a house that doesn't feel like a home. And everybody else refers to their domiciles, their residences, as homes. But you don't feel at home in your own home. So let's call it houseless, shall we? Because you don't have a house anymore. But your home can be wherever you roam, home on the roam, as I say. So let's take it into the possessions that you need to think about. When I first got my shed, this woman and her son pulled up, and there's lots of dust in here, but pulled up across, the main thoroughfare there. And I had all my things out. I was organizing like that girl that I spoke of previously. And her son pulled up with this big long trailer full of stuff. And she was an African-American lady. And at first, she didn't seem real receptive. I was like, hi, how are you doing? Well, you got a lot of stuff, and still, even after everything that has happened to me, I still am very sociable at times. It just depends on the mood, I'm a woman. So anyway, I started talking to her, and she referenced that, I said something about my shed was really full. And she was like, you haven't seen anything yet. And she lifts up her shed door, and her shed was very, very large in comparison to mine. And it was, stacked to the ceiling, back to front, full of stuff. And she had more stuff that she was bringing. And I was like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff. So I proceeded to ask her questions about her stuff. And I was like, when's the last time that you looked at any of these things? Well, I don't know. And I said, well, why do you have them? Well, I've got this. She pulls out a toy. This was for the grandkids. I said, are the grandkids using it? She's like, no. I was like, okay. I said, so what do you do with your grandkids? Well, we go out and, spend money or whatever. That's the way the kids are these days. I'm like, yeah, I understand that. Have you ever thought that maybe selling this stuff, you'd have money to be able to actually go do things with your grandkids? And then I reminded her that these things, a lot of these things, held memories, or the potential for memories. And that's all they were. They're like memory holders. You had the memories already held in your heart and in your mind. That maybe you should let go of it, because all that it was really the memories of something that was or never was, And so her son was very much in agreement, and we talked about her having a shed sale, and she said she talked to him, and they said no, the liability and all that. I explained to her there were certain places that she could go, and she had a trailer, so she could take those, like flea market-y kind of things, and sell those things and have that money to go with her grandkids. And so, anyway, let's talk about the possessions that you own, the material things that you have. I'm not talking about stocks and bonds and properties and land and stuff like that. I'm talking about the things that you can feel and touch. And oftentimes it is, though, people, places, and things. But we're going to focus more on the things right now, because people can die. People can come into your life, just blip in to do harm or to help, and then blip right out. People can be in your life and they aren't a good influence on you. And maybe they are. But people come and go, and it's something that a lot of times, even myself, I really didn't realize that until later on in life. The realization that there are people that are just going to come into your life and they're going to leave, and you're never going to see them again. So when I've been at the lakes, I realize this when I meet people. Sometimes it's sad, when people leave. As far as for me, that's just kind of the way I am. Places. The place could be the home that, we're talking about as far as homeless. Because oftentimes you can lose your home. Or money can be stolen, or things that you love can be stolen from you. And you have to be able to get past that, especially in heart. Now, possessions, like people that hoard, maybe, or if you're close to hoarding, or collectors, or people that just want to hold on to things that have those memories. I used to be into books from the very beginning of my life, since I was a little girl. And I always envisioned and dreamed of having this big oak library with all these books that I'd accumulated over my years. And when my parents died, all my books were thrown away. They were literally taken to the dump. And it was very difficult for me to get past that. But I also had to remember, especially this last, well, the storm at the lake, when I lost my tarot cards and some more books. I had to realize that these were just possessions. These were just things that I had in my life that I don't have anymore. And I think that oftentimes it triggers other memories that are maybe not so great as far as things that have happened in the past. But the majority of the things that you keep have memories attached to them. Many times when I see these older women specifically, and they're in their cars in a Walmart parking lot with white knuckles, their hands just gripping a steering wheel, staring up in front of them into trees because they're in a parking space, you know, along the edge of the Walmart parking lot, and they look so fearful. You look in their car, and their car is completely packed with things, all the way up into the back dashboard area, just completely packed with their things. And I just want you to understand that you don't need those things. You just want to hold on to some memory, or some, is it semblance, is that what or resemblance of a former life. Oftentimes these people, and I say oftentimes all the time, it used to be anyway, now it's oftentimes, things were stolen or taken from an individual. And people of a certain age group remember, you know, the life of lack back in the day, you know. So throughout their lives, they've accumulated, because that's the way society is. More toys, bigger houses, bigger, you know, more stuff. So really, I've been watching the minimalist channels here on YouTube, and the 80-20, which is usually kind of as far as the way that I eat or try to eat, but 20% of what you own, 20% of your clothing, 20% of the things that you use 80% of the time. So why not get rid of the rest of the 80% of the things that you don't ever use, like specific clothes and things like that. I understand like a dress, or a specific dress shirt and some slacks that you like to wear to weddings or funerals or parties or whatever. I understand that. That's one thing, and maybe every time you go somewhere, people will see that. Who cares? But to have a specific amount of pants, or specific amount of shirts, especially if you're on the road, it's far less to wash, to launder, you know. And it depends on your employment. Like, I'm getting ready to do a job that I'm most likely going to get pretty dirty doing. So I'm probably going to be going to the laundromat on possibly even the daily, but I'm okay with that. Because in this lifestyle, there's a lot of time on your hands. And if your objective is to better your life and to catch up, let's say, then why not? Because it's better than sitting around in a park watching other people's lives that maybe you used to have, that you don't anymore. So just remember that less is more when you're living on this type of a lifestyle. A home on their own. And just remember that the things that you let go of, you're not letting go of the memories, you're not letting go of the experiences or the people. It's just the things attached to those things, okay? So I hope that you're having a wonderful Thursday. I'm hoping that you're going to have a wonderful weekend to come. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe and see future videos, please do so. Get out there and spread those little pieces of peace. I really didn't do much yesterday except for hang out, and I actually slept quite a bit. I figure my life's going back to the road here pretty soon, and it's a little bit different. Not a lot of nap time in that type of lifestyle. So just going to take advantage of quiet while I have it, and a bit of privacy, let's say. My name is Deborah the Bee. Thanks a lot for coming by. I appreciate all those subscribers and anyone that's dropped by today. We'll see you all on down the road.